97.3 Citi FM. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Eyewitness News. Coming to you live from our studios here in Accra. I am Sami Wiafe, and tonight I am here with
Eno Safo.
Coming up in the next 1 hour, 30 minutes.
Today, I'm proud to say that I have brought an elaborate regulation that gives us a sliding scale agreement.
Government lays before Parliament the Minerals and Mining Royalty Regulation 2025, a new LI designed to introduce variable royalty bands for gold, lithium, and other mineral resources. Tonight, we get details of this new LI. Meanwhile, the minority in Ghana's Parliament says the LI is not in the best interest of Ghana.
The government is playing some mind game of the whole country. You don't need Einstein to come and tell you that the whole thing smells. There is something wrong somewhere. There is something fishy.
Also coming up on Eyewitness News, former MMDCs appointed under President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo demand payment of end-of-service benefits a year after leaving office. And later, the advice by MPP flag-bearer aspirant Dr. Brian Echampo to Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia to quit the MPP presidential primary.
Yes, that if you can give out, consider the interest of the party and bow out, that would be great for us so that we can find a new candidate and then press on.
Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and other stories on Eyewitness News. Later coming up in business.
Cost of fuel continues to drop as more OMCs cut pump prices ahead of Christmas.
Eyewitness News is live on our affiliates across the country. Around the globe, we are on citinewsroom.com. Talking about affiliates.
In the Western region, we're live on Adrimpa 100.7 FM in Takwa, Beach 105.5 FM and Sky 93.5 FM, both in Takrady. In the Bono region, Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyani. In the Ashanti region, we're live on Adrimpa 99.9 FM in Inkarie. If you're in Hoho, you're listening to us on Heritage 107.3 FM and in Sogakope Freedom 88.1 FM. In the Northern region, we're live on Radio Gaki 88.3 FM in Saboba. If you're in the Upper East, you're listening to us on Quality 88.7 FM in Garu. In the Northeast region, we're live on Nobia FM 98.1 in Nalerugu.
You can join the conversation with your WhatsApp messages. And the number is 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. Eno has our first story.
The government has laid before Parliament the Minerals and Mining Royalty Regulations 2025 aimed at introducing variable royalty bands for gold, lithium and other minerals. The legislative instrument establishes a sliding scale framework that allows royalty rates to be adjusted in line with fluctuations in global commodity prices. Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa, explained that based on current market prices, lithium attracts a royalty rate of 7%, which could rise to as much as 12% should prices increase. The regulations also introduce a 1% community development fund dedicated to financing infrastructural projects in the Mfantsiman municipality. Addressing journalists, the minister noted that the LI, which applies to all mining agreements, offers greater certainty and predictability for both government and investors.
Today, I'm proud to say that I have brought an elaborate regulation that gives us a sliding scale agreement. What is the advantage in that? The advantage is that it allows the state to capture the benefit in good times, like in the gold sector. And I have to tell you, we've done it across the mineral sector. In the gold sector, for example, when the price, for example, in the lithium agreement was negotiated, at that time, lithium was $3,000. They achieved 3,000. They achieved 10%. But today, with the sliding scale I've brought, even when we get to 2,500, we achieve 10%. When we get to 3,000 because of the sliding scale, 3,000 plus, we'll go to 12%. In fact, if you do the calculation, at that point, it means that 3,000 government is saving almost over $500 million. And so this sliding scale, but let me also say that this sliding scale also gives the companies consideration when prices tumble in difficult times. Then the adjustment will automatically also favor a lower royalties. What is important for investors? It gives them certainty. Certainty. They are very sure that in Ghana, when the price tumble, we will not be in trouble because the government automatically will reduce royalties. When the prices go up, the government will also take advantage and capture the benefit. And I'm very happy today that we've strengthened it. We've even had provision in the lithium agreement that I've laid today. Infrastructure provisions was not in the 2023 agreement. It is in now.
You heard Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa.
Let's get some reaction on this statement from a former Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources and the Deputy ranking on the Lands and Natural Resources Committee of Parliament. He's also the Member of Parliament for the Mesia North Constituency, Akwesi Kunedu. The minority issued a statement in reaction to this announcement as announced by the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. Akwesi, good evening again, and thank you very much for your time. From the statement of the Minister, it looks like this is a win-win situation for all. Investors will benefit, the country will benefit, and the local people will benefit as well.
Sorry, good evening. First and foremost, let me greet you and greet your cherished listeners. The point is that the Minister is not telling us the whole truth. What the Minister brought to Parliament today is just trying as much as possible to rush into an agreement on the basis that they've defaulted in making sure that this whole lithium agreement would have gone through a year and a half ago. In that he just doesn't want to be seen like ineffective or any inaction ongoing. First, when we achieved the 10% negotiated rate for royalties, the Minister and the NDC told us it was unreasonable for anybody to go and negotiate for 10%, which was very low. And therefore, it was also not enshrined in the law, and that they were going to do far much more better. When he brought the first agreement to us, the revised agreement from 2023 to us, the royalties are changed from 10% to 5%. And they gave those reasons as being illegal and the rest. And that he was going to bring us an ally, which would in turn improve Ghana's financial position in terms of all those agreements. First and foremost, it is not that we don't think about investors. We do. But we must first and foremost set our priority as to Ghana and Ghana first. What does this sliding scale seek to achieve? It seeks to achieve that when there is an increment in a sort of the prices of the metal on the world market, then the scale pushes up. Therefore, there ought to be a standard base rate that we must start from. What is the standard base rate we are starting from? We are starting from a 5%. And sadly enough, he also puts a price range. He also puts a price range where these sliding scale will hit him. And let me give you a classical example with the matter of lithium. He tells us that when we brought our deal to Parliament, the price of lithium on the world market was 3,000. That is a falsehood. In 2023 October, yes, the price of lithium on the world market was 2,250 on the average. But we must all note that when we are bringing the contract to Parliament for ratification, it was in September 2024. That was 1 year down the line. And indeed, the price for lithium had moved downwards to $880 per ton. Even after a year, when the price had reduced almost about 80%, the company was willing to even contract at 10%. How then do you come and tell us that you are putting a sliding scale that when the prices goes down, then our percentage share will then go down? And do you know why he's put the first price of lithium at a 0 to 1,500? That we are getting 5%. When it moves from 1,500 to 2,300, then we are getting 7%. When it moves from 2,300 to 2,800, then we are getting 7%. You see, so he is only using a certain scale that is not achievable, but to the benefit of those who are coming in at the expense of this country. If he had set the base rate at 5, that would have been fair. Let me give you an example on the scale. When you go to the schedule on the airline, look at the schedule and look at the rate that he's put for gold. The base rate is at 5%, and he's giving a price range of $1,900 per ounce. Look, in the last decade, the lowest that gold price has gotten to, the lowest, has been $1,040 per ounce. So if anybody wants to do a prudent negotiation for Ghana, do not put a certain bandwidth of the price and say $1,900. That is double the minimum in a decade, almost about 2 decades. So all that he seeks to do now is that they cannot negotiate well. They are putting the sliding scale in. and that is going to box us in. He cannot use price and the determination of today, because today you have the price of gold at 4,000, and therefore on a so-called scale, you are going to get a percentage of 11% on the scale, which probably means therefore that we are going to benefit. We are not. Because the point is that the price of gold will not remain constant. So assuming that the price of gold reduces from say 4,000 to say let's talk about 1,300, what percentage are we going to receive? What if the price of lithium moves downwards from say 800 to 400? What percentage are we going to receive? The sliding scale is only a disadvantage to the country Ghana, but a benefit to the company that is coming in, and that I think is unfair. And that is the position of us. If the minister would want to continuously rush this in, I'm sorry, this country is not going to benefit, and this country is going to be shorting for our natural resources that we do have.
The minister in his statement said that indeed this new deal is best because in this new one they've introduced a 1% community development levy, which hitherto was not in the previous one. So at least if there's an introduction of this fund for the local community, there should be some thumbs up for the ministry and the government.
My brother, I have both documents with me. I have the first one that was dated the 20th of October 2023. I have the other one that was dated 20th of October 2025. That was what the minister brought. In the first one that we sent in 2024, it had community development in it. 1%. That was to be managed by the community. That is why I said the minister is not being truthful. You see, when you start doing these things, you give us cause of concern. Go into the document, and I will forward that document to you. That was signed and sealed and brought to the House of Parliament. It had the 1% community development in it. It is in that same document that we had negotiated and had 6% shareholding for Ghana government in the Bavarian company. And at the same time, we had 3% in the Atlantic Australian company itself. So he cannot come back and tell us because he feels that people aren't going to read the old document and just oppose that to the new document and tell us that they've introduced a 1% community development. That is a falsehood. That is a falsehood. We already had that 1% in it, community development, and we had a 10% at whatever price that lithium was to be sold on the world market. So assuming, let me ask you, and we had 13% carrying interest, 3% more than the average that we used to do. You see, now he's brought it back to 10. We had 13% carried interest, more than what you used to. Then you see, when you talk about royalties, it is just a percentage of total production. So whatever you produce and send and you sell, the country takes our percentage that we negotiate and agree with. Now, if the price of lithium is say 1,000, you go out there and you sell for 100. That will be 100,000. We take 10% of that. That will be 10,000. Assuming the price drops and the argument that he's giving to us drops to say 500, we sold 100. We are only going to get 50,000. And therefore, when we strike a 5% of 50,000, do you know how much we are going to get? We are going to get 2,500. Is that a better financial reward for Ghana? Is that what he's trying to tell us? Is that what he's trying to tell us? So even if the price drops from 1,000 to 500 and still maintain our 10%, we cross it over 50,000 in the total, and we cross it over with the 10. We are going to get 5,000. That is double what we are going to gain now. So on what basis is he trying to tell us that whatever he's got now is far much more better than the negotiated one? First and foremost, that's established, and I would want to put on record. Ours had the 1% community development fund levy in it, and that was to be managed independently by the community itself. We had a 13% carried interest. That is 3% more than the average that we used to have. And we had 10% royalty levy. That is 100% more than what we used to have.
Okay.
So what he's bringing to us now is a short change for the Ghanaian people.
Akwesi, how do you react to people who say that the minority is just opposing this new deal or this whole agreement because this administration withdrew what you presented to Parliament before you left office, and so because it's been introduced by a new administration and yours was withdrawn from the House, the need for you to vehemently oppose this?
Sammy, let me tell you, I'll be the last person to oppose the deal for this lithium for the people of this country. If the terms and agreement in the current contract is either the same or more than what we brought, then you and I could have been saying these things. But when the terms and conditions in this new contract presented by Minister Abua on behalf of the state and the government is less than what we brought and they criticized last year, do you think that we are opposed to it on the basis that they brought it? No, it is on the basis that they are shortchanging Ghana. How can you justify 5 as greater than 10? How can you justify 10 as greater than 13? How can you tell us that you certainly want to say the untruth by telling us that you've introduced a new levy that is for development that was not in the old one, whilst it was in the old one? We are not opposed to it because it's being brought by the NDC. Not at all. We are not opposed to it because it is being brought by Honorable Kofi Amabua. Not at all. We are opposed to it because the financial terms in these ones are less than the financial terms in the previous one that they did not ratify. Nobody should go into an agreement in the future. And I say the future because 2024 is in the past and 2025 is today and in the future. That when you are 10%, you say 10% is less and you bring a 5% and people talk about it and you believe you're opposed to it because you are bringing it. No, you are not thinking about the good people of this country. You are not thinking about how well this country can move on with better negotiations for the resources that we do have, but only because you intend wanting to bring it because you feel like it has been over 1.5 years that you've had an inaction for the good people of Awoya. That is wrong. You are not opposed to it because you are bringing it, because you are only opposed to it because the terms and conditions are so bad and you and I agree to that.
Okay. Akwesi, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. Akwesi Kunedu is the Member of Parliament for the Menchia North constituency and Deputy ranking on the Lands and Natural Resources Committee and a former Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. This is Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. A few of your WhatsApp messages from Aka Paul in Hafomim says the new LI must seek the welfare and interest of the good people of Ghana, especially places where these natural resources are located. Abi National Inwa says this is a good government. There are all indications that JM is ready to change this country for the better. Jones Adoboyinla says we don't expect the minority in Ghana's parliament to accept all the policies and programs of President John Dramani Mahama. However, Ghanaians are the largest beneficiaries and we welcome this wholeheartedly. Another one says, this is Sani from East Legon. It says MPP has forgotten so soon that Dr. Baumia is the reason why they retained power in 2017. Now his effort and sacrifice for the MPP party has not been recognized. This is a complete betrayal and MPP must take care of him. Another one from Mausi says Ghanaians should fully support the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Amakofibwa, for presenting the LI before Parliament, adapting gold and lithium royalty to economic conditions, foster a mutually beneficial partnership between the government and investors, ensuring sustainable growth and investment in the mining sector. This is Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we hear from former MMDCs appointed under President Akufo-Addo, who are demanding payment of end of service benefit a year after leaving office.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
My hands are champion, creating temptation, 100% natural keyboard, ginger, garlic, onion, no salt, no MSG, no preservatives, steam them natural, chicken, fish and meat, yes,
Kivo 3 in 100% natural ginger, garlic, onion powder, incredible aroma, champion taste. This advert is FDA approved.
Ginger, garlic and onion, 3-in-1 Kivo.
Who cries calling me this other one?
Hello. Good evening, Kwame.
Good evening.
We are into baby foods and would like to introduce...
Wait a minute. How did you get my number? You just use ways and means to find people's numbers and be calling them by heart. No respect for privacy or anything at all.
Oh, Bra Kwame.
Is your business privacy ready? Do you collect and use information of people in your line of work, like their name, number, location? You might be doing the wrong things. Whether you're a big company or a small one, you must respect people's right to privacy. Register and be certified by the Data Protection Commission of Ghana. It is the law. You will receive the necessary training, advice, and guided on the right systems to put in place to help protect information you collect about people. Register your company. It's simple and online. Visit www.dataprotection.org.gh to register. Privacy is the responsibility of everyone. Remember, privacy is personal.
The Kakamotobi come out in the festive season, and they are as scary as our bills. But we don't want to miss out on parties, family, and festivals. Whether you say Akwaba, Maraba, Wezo, or Obake, EcoBank says tap into fives in the 5-star enjoyment promo. Be one of 10,000 lucky winners when you deposit multiples of 400 Ghana cedis or take a loan in multiples of 4,000 Ghana cedis to win up to 1.5 million Ghana cedis in cash and prizes. 1-year insurance cover, gift vouchers, and more. That's not all. Use your EcoBank card, mobile app, USSD, or POS to transact and enjoy up to 15% discount. Tap into vibes with EcoBank. T's and C's apply. Bill shouldn't scare you. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
EcoBank will never call or text asking you to verify sensitive information like your PIN, Ghana card, or bank card information. Pay better attention to details.
This festive season, Polytank is adding extra sparkle with surprise gifts just for you. Simply walk into any of our authorized Polytank dealer shop. Gets even better when you choose the Somo or Somo Super model, because you get to receive an additional gift for the kids in school too. Now, that's what we call double. Remember, Polytank comes in 4 trusted models: Hippo, Rumble, Sumo, and Sumo Super, with each build with a guaranteed quality Ghanaians have trusted. Choose Polytank. It's the original and always the best. This offer is only valid this festive season. Polytank, Papa no Ankasa.
Hi, I am Hannah Efriye, the Health and Safety Manager for Total Energies Ghana. At Total Energies, your safety is our priority. This festive season, we encourage all drivers to make responsible choices on the road. Avoid overspeeding, rest when you feel tired, never drink and drive. Check your tires, oil levels, and lights before every long journey. And remember, seat belts save lives. Passengers, please speak up when a driver is being reckless. Let's protect ourselves, our families, and every other road user. Let's choose responsibility. Let's choose life. See you in 2026.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
You're welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studios here in Accra.
So former MMDCEs appointed under ex-President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo are demanding payment of their unpaid end-of-service benefits nearly a year after their dismissal on January 8, 2025. The former MMDCEs say many are facing financial hardship despite all required processes being completed.
Let's speak to one of them, and his name is Paula Samoa. He's the former DCE for the Achimanso district in the Eastern region. Paul, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. How many are you? The number of DCEs you are talking about?
Good evening, Sami. We are over 260. You know, so some of us join in midway. So we are not accurate. We are not like the number of the district, because some of the districts have 2 or 3 former DCs.
And have you made efforts to get this arrears, or it's not arrears, end of service benefit paid?
Yes, I mean, let me greet your listeners and wish them Merry Christmas in advance. Around April, our team, former MDCs, formed a committee, which I was part of the committee members, and then we wrote a petition to Honorable Chief of Staff around April. And I must say that the Chief of Staff has been very professional we wrote a petition to him around April, and I'm sure he referred the petition to the Honorable Attorney General. And then the Attorney General advised that all the issues we are raising are legitimate, so the government should deal with us immediately. So the Chief of Staff referred the Attorney General's advice to the Honorable Local Government Minister and the Finance Minister. So the Local Government Minister formed a committee, which some of us were part. And then the committee sat down and we prepared everything, the monument, or whatever we have in our appointment letters. We prepared everything, and we determined how much each former chief executive had to get. So the Honorable Local Government Minister sent our final document to the Auditor General for final audit, and in around May. So around May, it was submitted to the Auditor General, and then they finished the work around July. So everything was sent to the Ministry of Finance around July, and since July, we have been going to the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Local Government, and it hasn't been easy. And around September, we sent a petition to the Honorable Chief of Staff and requested that what are the instructions he gave. We have done everything, but we are not getting information. So Honorable Chief of Staff wrote a letter to the Finance Minister and then the Local Government Minister and urged them to place urgency to our issue. That was 17 September. Around 17 November, the Chief of Staff wrote another letter requesting the Honorable Finance Minister to place urgency to our issue. And sir, and Sami, it has been so difficult for some of our members. If I tell you what some of our members are going through, you will marvel. Even today, as I'm talking to you, one of our colleagues lost the wife today, and the wife has gone through. Our colleague has gone through a lot of medical treatment with the wife, and you know this situation and taking our wife through this situation, and he lost the wife today, and he himself is not in good condition. Likewise, most of our colleagues, and it hasn't been easy for us, especially with the committee members.
Are you the only appointees, yet to be paid your end of service benefits, or there are others who are also yet to be paid, if you know?
Well, our information tells us that Honorable Autoforson, being the Member of Parliament, he has paid himself and paid his colleagues. And the rest of the apprentices, I have no idea. But our information tells us that he has settled his colleagues, former MPs.
That's the information you have, and you have evidence to that?
Yeah. That's the information you have. For accurate evidence, we cannot prove that. Our information
is mere hearsay or just allegations?
Sami, we have information. We have worked in government institutions with workers. You see, all of us were working with staff, with coordinated directors and staff. The directors were working with them. They are the same staff who are working in all the government institutions. And so if we tell you that we have such information, then you know what you are talking about.
So the Chief of Staff has written letters. The last time was in July, and still you haven't heard anything. What do you intend to do now?
The first letter Chief of Staff wrote was around May. It was a letter that instructed the Local Government Minister to work on and determine what's out there. And after that, when the Local Government Minister submitted everything to the finance after the audit, the Chief of Staff wrote again in September, 17 September, urged the Finance Minister and the Local Government Minister to place urgency to our issue. Because don't forget, our issue, the Chief of Staff referred our issue to the Honorable Attorney General. So the letter Chief of Staff wrote to the Finance and the Local Government Ministry was based on the advice of the Honorable Attorney General. And after that, the Chief of Staff have written September and November, urging them to settle our issue. And I wonder why the whole Chief of Staff will write a letter and state in a letter that they should put urgency to our issue, and the letter is ignored. We can't understand. Because it was the reason why we didn't write to anybody. We wrote to Honorable Chief of Staff. And I must tell you, Honorable Chief of Staff have been so professional. I'm telling you. It's most of the letters, I myself, and the Honorable MC for Ablipa West, Honorable Judge Bill, who are the two who have distributed our letters. I mean, one of the letters we sent it on, I think, on Wednesday. By Friday, the Chief of Staff had written a response to our letter. And you see, after even the Chief of Staff urged the Finance Minister to respond to our issue, we ourselves have written to Honorable Finance Minister. And he hasn't even responded to us. We know that we have Chief Director at the Ministry of Finance. If a letter is written to the ministry and the Finance Minister is busy, at least the Chief Director has to respond to the letter. We have gone there. We ourselves have gone to the ministry. After our letter was not responded, we went to the ministry. We requested to meet Honorable Minister, and they told us we have tried several times to see him through his PA. So we went to the ministry. Then they called and told us that we don't have appointment with him, so he cannot see us. And it's been so frustrating. It is not like we are going to beg for. This is our entitlement. It is not even ex-gratia because we are not under Article 71 office holder. This is our salary that should have been given to us, and other benefits that was in our appointment letter. This is what we are requesting for.
How much is or how much are you entitled to? Not you per se, I mean individual DC or MCE, you know?
So, I mean, I can't disclose it, I don't have their consent. I can't disclose, you know that.
Okay. Paul, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. But then I said my final, but then have you tried to seek help from your former boss, which is former President Akufo-Addo, to also intervene since he appointed you, to those positions?
Our former boss, we didn't want to disturb him. We have written petition to our, now our leader is the honorable minority leader. And then you see, once the Chief of Staff has accepted our pleadings, and you see, as I'm witnessing to you, he has played a fatherly role. And once he has written a letter stating that the honorable Finance Minister should place urgency to our issue, we thought it was the final thing, because that now every staff in Ghana is under the instruction of the Chief of Staff. So after that, we have seen the honorable minority leader. We have tried a couple of leaders, even leaders in the clergy. We have consulted some prominent members in the area of clergy, and they are also trying their best. But it has been so difficult for us. And you see, if I take you to some of our colleagues, some of them are bedridden with stroke and in bed. One of us had a surgery, and he has a second surgery to do, and he needs no less than 60,000 Ghana cedis. Where is he going to get the money from? And his time is due. And so, I mean, if you meet him, if you have time, I can arrange for you to meet him, and you cannot sleep. You cannot sleep.
Paul, thank you very much for your time. Paul Asama is former DC for Achimmansa in the Eastern Region, one of the DCs or MCs or one of the leaders of a group of former MDCs, demanding payment of their end of service, arrears, which they say that a year after leaving office, they are yet to be paid this end of service benefit. This is Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studios here in Accra. The MPP presidential primaries is heating up. Yeah. What is Dr. Brian Champon saying?
Dr. Brian Champon, yes. So the New Patriotic Party flag bearer hopeful, Dr. Brian Champon, says he privately appealed to former Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia to withdraw from the party's flag bearership race. Dr. Champo explained that his appeal was based on what he described as structural challenges within the New Patriotic Party, which he believes could affect the party's chances in the 2028 general elections if Dr. Bawumia leads the party again. The Abetifi Member of Parliament, who supported Dr. Bawumia during the 2023 flag bearer contest, says he has since withdrawn his support and entered the race himself. He added that his decision came despite attempts by former Second Lady Samira Bawumia to persuade him to remain with her husband's campaign. Dr. Achampo made the disclosure in an interview on Good Evening Ghana with Paul Adum Ochri.
Those structural challenges, in addition to what even he, Musa Dankwa, does not know, are the ones that I compiled and reached out to the candidate and said, look, we will have challenges if we continue like this, and therefore, if you can give the party...
You reached out to Dr. Bawumia directly?
Well, yes. That if you can give out, consider the interest of the party and bar out, that would be great for us so that we can find a new candidate and then press on. But then also the perceived division and rancor, the rank and file, the supporters of himself and that of Kennedy that was emerging. Again, so it was very clear to me that it was going to take us into 2028 and it will not give us the opportunity or a chance at winning that election. And if we don't win 2028, we're in serious trouble. We have an election to win. The MPP is in to win power, and we have to do everything possible as politicians to focus on the power, nothing emotional.
NPP flag bearer hopeful Dr. Brian Achampo.
Let's get a reaction to this story and speak to Akbar Kumeni, who is a Deputy Director of Communications for the Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia campaign team. Akbar, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. Are you in the know of this?
Good evening, Sammy. I would say straight away that this assertion, in my very candid opinion, is born out of campaign stress. Because as far as the campaign of Dr. Bawumia is concerned, no such engagement took place between Brian Achampo and Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. No such meeting took place. No such discussions went on. And for very good reasons. Because you see, in the New Patriotic Party, we do not negotiate for the presidential ticket. We compete for it. It appears to me and to the campaign that Brian Achampo is seeking a negotiated path to get the ticket of the New Patriotic Party. And that is alien to our tradition. We compete. We go to the delegates and we tell them why, in our opinion, these persons should be elected. So therefore, it is completely alien to our tradition for any aspirant to even be making suggestions to his fellow contenders to lead the race as to whether what is best interest of the New Patriotic Party, it is decided through a democratic process, not negotiation. And that is why over 200,000 people are mandated to vote on January 31. These 200,000 people are fully aware of what is in the best interest of the New Patriotic Party. It will not have to take Brian Achampo to be making suggestions as to what is in the best interest of the party. I do not think that he possesses wisdom more than all these 200,000 people who will be partaking in this decision-making process on 31st January. So to sum it up, I would say that no such engagement took place. And as far as Dr. Bawumia is concerned, Brian Achampo never reached out to him to make any such suggestion. And secondly, any such suggestion would be alien to the traditions of the New Patriotic Party.
But even if it did, is there anything wrong with that? At least in the best interest of the MPP, he believes that, allow... Look, okay, go ahead.
It is an open democratic process. Okay? So it is not for one candidate to say to another candidate that he does not represent the best interest of the MPP. That is why it is an election, not a selection. And so the over 200,000 delegates are going to vote. They are not going to be dictated to. And every NPP member is fully aware of what is in the best interest of the New Patriotic Party. Several polls have been done. Okay, several polls by various groups and individuals. Brian Achampong in all these polls is not able to secure 10%. But suddenly he feels that he possesses the wisdom to suggest to other aspirants that they do not represent the best interests of the New Patriotic Party. Let me pose you a question, okay, Sammy. Is there any candidate in this race who is known throughout the country more than Dr. Bawumia? No. He has been on the NPP ticket since 2008. Okay, and so if we are looking at a candidate who we can easily market to win 2028, it has to be Dr. Bawumia. And the rank and file of the NPP members are fully aware of this fact. Indeed, it is the knowledge of this fact that culminated in his historic victory in 2023. Dr. Bawumia got the highest vote that any first-time presidential contender has been able to secure. So Dr. Brian Achampong has to lead these decisions to members of the New Patriotic Party and to allow the NPP supporters to make that decision in January 2026. It is not for him to make that suggestion. If he's confident that his message has been well received and that the Ghanaian people, the NPP people are going to vote for him, he should press on. We have less than 1 month to the election. He should leave the suggestion of who should withdraw from the race and who should stay in the race. He should carry on with his campaign if he's convinced that his message will do the trick for him and allow the delegates to decide on 31st January 2026.
Agba, I'll say a big thank you for your time. Thank you so much.
I'm
deputy
grateful.
spokesperson to the Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia campaign team. Let's go into the other line and speak to Pius Enamajida. He speaks for the Dr. Brian Achampong campaign team. Pius, thank you very much for your time. The Dr. Bawumia campaign team is disputing the claims made by your boss on that program on Good Evening Ghana last night. They say that no such conversations, ever took place.
What conversation, Sami, are you referring to?
I'm referring to the statement made by your boss on Good Evening Ghana with Paul Adomotwe that he had a conversation with Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia for him to step down or to quit the MPP presidential primary.
Well, first of all, I will invite your good self and our cherished listeners to take a listen to the interview that Dr. Brian Achampong granted to the Metro TV yesterday. Dr. Brian Achampong did not peddle any falsehood. It is not in his character. It is not in his nature. Nothing Dr. Brian Achampong has said, either about Dr. Bawumia or about anybody, is false. These are statements that are grounded in fact. His Excellency, the former Second Lady, the wife of His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, will confirm that Dr. Brian Achampong visited with the family, met with Her Excellency Madam Samira in the residence of Dr. Bawumia, and conversations were had. It was at that meeting that Dr. Brian Achampong informed the family, the second family, the former second family, that he was unable to support them again for stated reasons. He had explained himself, and he did say that he had heard the pollster, Musa Dankwa, make the suggestion that it would be in the party's best interest if Dr. Bawumia himself willingly chooses to pull out of the race. And Dr. Brian Achampong reinforced that point, that Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia cannot and should not be forced out of the race, but agrees with Musa Dankwa that it probably would have been a good thing if Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia was not in the race. So I'm not too sure what exactly the camp of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia has issues with and what denial they are making. Are they denying that Dr. Brian never visited the former first family? Did he have a conversation with the former second family, and did he have any conversations with the former second lady, or is it that Musa Dankwa did not make this assertion that it would have been in the party's best interest if Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia did not contest, or it is not within the right or freedom of Dr. Brian Achampong to agree or to disagree with Musa Dankwa? What is it that actually is under contestation? I don't understand.
Well, they believe that no such conversation took place.
But it's not a question of belief. It's a question of fact. And so probably somebody needs to speak with the former second lady to ask her whether Dr. Brian Achampong did not visit with the family and had conversations with her. I mean, these are matters that the gentleman, Dr. Brian Achampong, has confided in me about, that he actually visited with the family, had engagements with the former second lady. It was a very decent, very civilized conversation. He chose that opportunity to explain the circumstances underpinning his decision to run in the best interest of the party. And he's made these assertions in the most respectable manner on Good Evening Ghana yesterday. Everybody listened. It was without malice. It was not intended to denigrate or to insult His Excellency the former Vice President and former flag bearer. So I do not really understand what the matter at issue is.
But Pius, the question many people also ask is that why would two people, running for the same race, and then the one party will ask the other party to quit from the race, the same race that the two of them are contesting?
But nobody asked anybody to quit. Dr. Brian Achampong merely made an assertion that one of Ghana's poll stars, Mr. Musa Dankwa, had posited that it probably would have been in the best interest of the NPP if Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia did not run in the 2026 internal contest. Dr. Brian Achampong proceeded to suggest that Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia could not be forced or cajoled out of the race, but probably to do some self-introspection. And if he was going to leave the race, that should be his own personal decision and not because somebody has pressured him to. I'm sure they should need to listen to the interview over again. I'm not sure they themselves listen. I don't know who you spoke to, but I'm not sure whoever you spoke to took time to listen to the interview.
Pius, thank you.
And I think that, look, I also think that we should encourage spokespersons of the various presidential candidates in this NPP internal contest to show some respect to the candidates. The 5 distinguished individuals who are contesting. I'm scandalized by a comment that is credited to my good friend Gideon Buako, purporting to, describing Dr. Brian Achampong in unprintable language. Making claims that he's peddling falsehood. I don't think that we should denigrate and degenerate the conversation to that level. If we want to talk about falsehood and so on, that's a different kettle of fish that I do not want our colleagues on the Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia team to open. We should show respect and be decorous in our conversations, even on social media. Dr. Brian Achampong did not make any false statement yesterday or has never made any false statement. You can disagree with the interpretation of the facts that he puts out. But the facts are sacred. Opinions are like noses. Everybody can have their own.
Okay.
So you can have your opinion on a set of facts. But the facts are sacred and sacrosanct. And Dr. Brian Achampong is not a liar. He does not peddle falsehood. That is not known about him.
Okay.
If you want to go and find out those who are guilty of peddling falsehood in this country, you definitely will not find Dr. Brian Achampong.
Pius, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. Pius Henam Ajide, a spokesperson to the Dr. Brian Achampong campaign team, one of the aspirants in the MPP presidential primaries. This is Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studios here in Accra. We go for a quick, when we come back, we have business news.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens. we asked Ghanaian business owners what they want from Old Mutual.
I want insurance and pension solutions that will protect my employees.
Your business growth is our business. For 180 years, we have partnered with businesses to protect and grow their most valuable assets. From tailored group life assurance protection to affordable pension plans, we've got your business and your employees covered. Contact your broker or call Old Mutual on 0509 551 609 today. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
Palm Secondary School Old Students Association (SOSA) proudly presents its Grand Gala and Fundraising Night, an extraordinary evening uniting generations of influence across Ghana and beyond. Our special guest of honor, Dr. Ishmael Evans Yamson, distinguished corporate titan, visionary, and proud alumnus of the class of 1961. His Lordship Justice Kwesi Enim-Yaboa, the Honorable Richard Jan Mensah, several Superior Court judges, and many more distinguished sons and daughters of Palm Secondary School. SOSA is calling on corporate institutions, individuals, and all ASOSA members worldwide to stand together. As together, we raise funds to establish the ASOSA Endowment Fund, a permanent foundation to sustain the dreams and developmental needs of our beloved APAM Senior High School. Dial *713*33*12# or follow the ticket link on all our social media platforms to purchase online. Saturday, December 27, 2025. Venue, the AVI, Airport Residential Area, Accra. Time 6:30 p.m.
Hi, I am Hannah Efriye, the Health and Safety Manager for Total Energies Ghana. At Total Energies, your safety is our priority. This festive season, we encourage all drivers to make responsible choices on the road. Avoid overspeeding, rest when you feel tired, never drink and drive. Check your tires, oil levels, and lights before every long journey. And remember, seat belts save lives. Passengers, please speak up when the driver is being reckless. Let's protect ourselves, our families, and every other road user. Let's choose responsibility. Let's choose life. See you in 2026.
Make a choice. Go for it. You need support to achieve. A new verse awaits you. The Republic Verse, where you're treated as uniquely as you are. Succeed, thrive, outshine yourself. This is our verse, the Republic Verse. Join the Republic Verse and big up. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
Imagine making or collecting all payments without leaving your chair. Sounds like magic, right? Nah, it's Stanbic Pay.
As the Chief Financial Director of SBA Holdings Limited, payments from clients flow like magic through Stanbic Pay.
From school fees to utilities, government and statutory payment to investment, insurance payment, Hajj payment, and more. Just log on to Stanbic Pay and you're set for life. No Stanbic account, no queues, no stress, no last-minute panic.
Cherish your time and live happier in safety and convenience.
Just visit stanbicbank.com.gh or call 030-340-9212 or 055-676-0683 to get started.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for City Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Inosaf. Let's settle for the details. More oil marketing companies are rolling out marginal reductions in pump prices in the second pricing window for December, offering some relief to consumers and transport operators ahead of the Christmas season. The price cuts come at a time when transport demand and commercial activity are picking up this festive period. The adjustments follow easing pressures in the petroleum pricing outlook, a development which is encouraging competition among OMCs in the downstream market. There's more in the following report by Citi Business News' Daniel Sakiti.
The price adjustments are expected to provide some relief to consumers and businesses as fuel consumption rises during the festive period, driven by increased travel and heightened economic activity. Market leader Star Oil has reduced the price of petrol to 11 cedis 35 pesos per litre from 11 cedis 97 pesos per litre, while diesel is now selling at 12 cedis 45 pesos per litre. Selected Star Oil outlets nationwide will, however, sell petrol and diesel at discounted prices of 10 cedis 97 pesos per litre and 11 cedis 79 pesos per litre. State-owned oil marketing company GOIL has also adjusted prices downward, with petrol now selling at 11 cedis 99 pesos per litre. Diesel is priced at 12 cedis 94 pesos per litre, while Super XP 95 is selling at 14 cedis 95 pesos per litre. The latest reductions by the two leading oil marketing companies took effect today. Star Oil attributes the price cuts to relative stability in the cedi and a decline in international petroleum prices, enabling the company to pass on savings to consumers during the Christmas holiday season. Total Energies has also adjusted prices downward, cutting pump price of petrol to 12 cedis 50 pesos per litre from 12 cedis 69 pesos per litre, while diesel now sells at 12 cedis 99 pesos per litre, down from 13 cedis 22 pesos.
Daniel Sakite's report there. Now, 7 Chinese-owned retail shops at Ahunjo in Kumasi have been shut down by the FDA for selling unregistered and unapproved food products. The enforcement action is part of intensified market surveillance by the authority to protect public health ahead of the Christmas festivities when food consumption typically rises. The Ashanti Regional Director of the FDA, Nathaniel Nanakwabna Nkrumah, tells Citi Business News the shops were found with food products labeled in Chinese, making it difficult for consumers to understand their content and composition, adding that the authority will continue inspections and enforcement to ensure only approved food items are sold on the market.
First and foremost, those that are not registered, they have to initiate a process, but they cannot sell until the process has been done. If the process leads to the FDA needing to grant them market authorization, we'll go ahead. However, if they cannot comply, we'll let them destroy it through a safe disposal mechanism. So for now, they cannot sell those products to anybody in this country. Like I keep saying, the FDA is there to encourage to assist people to assess their applications for products that we regulate. However, if anybody thinks that they can hide behind any other means to import or to manufacture, distribute, to offer for sale or to sell, that is not allowed by the FDA. For the Ashanti region, I can tell them with all humility that it won't happen. They should just get their those products registered, and they can do their business peacefully. They intend not to follow the due process to have their products registered. The FDA Ashanti region will come and do what we have to do.
Nathaniel Nanakwabna Nkrumah is Ashanti Regional Director of the Food and Drugs Authority. Now, government is preparing to service a $710 million Eurobond payment on January 3, 2026. Finance Minister Dr. Kasiel Atuforsen says provisions have been made in the current budget to meet the obligation. For him, government will continue to balance debt servicing with prudent public spending as it works to stabilize the economy and rebuild confidence in the country's public finances. The Finance Minister has been speaking on the floor of Parliament.
Our colleagues opposite, when they were in office, they left us gargantuan debt, a debt that has been restructured to the extent that, Mr. Speaker, on the 3rd of January 2026, Government of Ghana will have to service the Eurobond that they paid, an amount, the Eurobond that they borrowed, Mr. Speaker, an amount of $710 million is due for us to service. This budget is going to pay that. Mr. Speaker, let me also say, and that is 3rd of January 2026. Mr. Speaker, we are going to pay the debt you left behind. That is what this appropriations bill is taking to do. Mr. Speaker, let me refer you. Under interest payment, the 57.7 billion Ghana cedis we have projected to spend we are going to use this to service the debt they left behind. Mr. Speaker, in fact, this would have been more if this government has not put in place prudent debt management strategies.
Finance Minister Dr. Kasil Atuforsen. Now, government is courting private investor support to finance sugarcane farmers and supply key production inputs to revive and fully operationalize the Komenda Sugar Factory by the end of 2026. The Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Elizabeth Ofuswejari, says land has already been secured for large-scale sugarcane cultivation to guarantee a reliable supply of raw materials for the factory. During a working visit, the minister said the factory will meet its operational timeline to create jobs and reduce Ghana's heavy dependence on imported sugar.
We have so far been able to acquire land for the plantation of sugarcane. I took this from a conversation I had with you. I took it so quickly and I ran it with very, very quickly. I took the advice that you wanted us to have the full benefit of the supply chain. No fight about that one, because it readily gives jobs to farmers. And interestingly, in the Komenda area, we are not going to teach anybody how to do sugarcane farming. I think that once you are born in that enclave, it is like tobodom and tomatoes. You know how to do it. And so when we went there to engage the farmers, they were ready, willing, and happy. And so any investor coming on board must first be ready to invest in the plantation. Whatever it takes for the farming to be successful, it is the number one requirement for any investor who will come on board. And so we hope to operationalize Komenda Sugar Factory by the end of 2026.
Elizabeth Ofuswejari is Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry. The Chief Executive Officer of Agri Impact Group Limited, Daniel Fahine Akwe, says government must clearly outline private sector investment opportunities as it finalizes Ghana's national agribusiness policy. He says clarity within the policy framework will be key to attracting capital and unlocking growth in the value chain for overall agribusiness development. He was speaking to the media at the National Agribusiness Policy Validation Workshop in Accra.
The second one is that will this policy also unlock investment opportunities? If the answer is no, then the policy is not good enough. We have to go back and relook at the policy. So as we are validating what has been put as draft, we should check whether the policy is going to unlock investment opportunities for private sector and for all other stakeholders. Again, is the policy inclusive in nature? Is it inclusive? If it is not inclusive, then it is not robust.
Daniel Fahine Akwe is CEO of Agri Impact Group Limited. Now, Malcolm Ghana has signed television and radio personality Caleb Ajoma, popularly known as Giovanni Caleb, as its new brand ambassador. Speaking at the signing ceremony, the group general manager of Malcolm Ghana, Francis Sam, stated that Giovanni's energy, influence and connection with audiences align with the brand's values and image. The partnership is expectedly to strengthen Malcolm's engagement with customers and reinforce its position as one of Ghana's leading retail brands.
We all know Giovanni is a household name in the media. He does a lot of shows that you're all aware of. So he is a brand that we can associate with. We feel he'll bring to the Malcolm family that energy, that pizzazz that he has, which we think is a brand that can be associated with Malcolm as well. So we look forward to welcoming him to our family, and we look forward to working with him. Our cherished customers and Ghanaians, we wish them a very warm and merry season. And we look forward to the new year coming.
Group General Manager of Malcolm Ghana, Francis Sam. And that's all for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Eno Safo. Up next is Point Blank.
Hello? Hello, Auntie Abena. You won't believe what just happened. Grandma received her 4 TVs. 4 TVs? Yes, 4.
Okay, I'm coming. Oh, don't be there, what? It's like a scandal now. You are using it to spread grandma like that.
Spread grandma?
4 TVs, 2 fridges, microwave. Abba, Koto, why? You want to open an electrical shop for her?
Hey, no. It's a regular 100 cities I send her.
Call grandma.
Call grandma.
Hello? Hey, grandma. So who is buying all those stuff for
the
you?
luckiest. If they do me 5 times a year.
Yes, so with the luckiest, anytime you buy tickets up to 100 cities, whether small or at once, you are guaranteed to win a free gift. TV sets, fridges, hampers, airtime, cash. Freebies they drop like rain. Remember to dial *712#, choose option 4 and follow the prompt. With the luckiest, everybody gets to win something.
If I win, you win.
When you wear GTP, you don't just wear fabric, you wear heritage, you wear pride, and you celebrate true Ghanaian craftsmanship. Each GTP fabric is designed and printed specially for you by our own people right here in Ghana. But true pride comes from knowing what you wear is authentic. So before you buy any GTP fabric, take a moment to match the code on the label with the code on the edge of the fabric, or simply order online at shop.gtpfashion.com. Because when you choose original GTP, you choose quality, you choose heritage, you choose Ghana. GTP Lifestyle.
Flight 715 is now boarding.
Welcome to the Stanbic Bank app that makes you live a lot more like
topping up my electricity before ECG do me yawa.
That's smart. And you have to send mom money. Forgot?
Easy. We'll just transfer from the app.
We are about to take off.
Okay, let me also enable my travel notice.
It was that easy, huh?
Complete. Now I can use my card abroad without it getting declined.
Hey, you forgot to pay your water bill. The guys are outside to disconnect.
Wait a minute. Water bill payment? Done.
Why you lucky?
Charlie, my Stanbic Bank app sorting me back to back.
Level up and do more with the Stanbic Bank app. Download now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Visit stanbicbank.com.gh or call 0302-815-789 to get started. Stanbic Bank.
Christmas, my favorite time of the year.
This festive season, Volta Serene Hotel invites you to experience the magic of Christmas and New Year like never before. From 20th of December to the 1st of January, step into a world of joy, music, laughter, and celebration. We begin on the 20th with a soulful carols night, filling the air with warmth and melody. Then, on 23rd and 24th of December, arrive in style as we welcome you with fresh coconut and local treats. Christmas Day brings pure delight, exciting moments for kids, relaxing escape for adults, and an elegant all-white dinner under the stars, crowned with a spectacular fireworks display. On Boxing Day, embrace culture and rhythm, from picnics and traditional dance to an unforgettable high life and old school night. As the week unfolds, enjoy movie night, live music, karaoke, and endless fun, until we welcome 2026 with a breathtaking fireworks show on New Year's Eve. Special Christmas packages starting from $4,050 for individuals, $5,250 for couples, and 8,900 Ghana cedis for a family of 4 for 2 nights. Call or WhatsApp 0541 539 867 or 0362 025 243 to book your experience today. Volta Serene Hotel. Feel the serene touch.
You're welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News. And this is Point Blank on Eyewitness News. Tonight on Point Blank, our guest is Mrs. Justina Nelson. She's the CEO of the Minerals Income Investment Fund, MEF. She speaks about her new role, recent reports of audited accounts of the fund for the year 2023 and 2024, and allegations of mass dismissal at the fund. Let's hear that interview with Mrs. Justina Nelson. First of all, for the benefit of our listeners, tell us a bit about MEF, the establishment, the mandate, and what exactly are you expected to do?
Thank you very much, Sammy, and you are warmly welcome. I would say that the Minerals Income Investment Fund is Ghana's sovereign minerals income investment fund, established under the Minerals Income Investment Fund Act 978 2018 as amended. The fund is mandated to receive mineral royalties and other related revenues due to the government of Ghana. Our core mandate is to maximize the value of the mineral income due to the government, to monetize revenues in a transparent, accountable, responsible, beneficial, and sustainable manner, and to develop and implement measures to reduce government's exposure to fluctuations in mineral income.
So exactly this is the mandate of MEF?
This is the mandate of MEF. And at its core is that MEF serves as a national vehicle for transforming Ghana's mineral revenue into sustainable long-term financial and economic value for the benefit of the present and future generation. I would say that anything outside this is not the mandate because we are set up by an act of parliament.
Okay.
And because of the setup and the act, every organization has their acts and you are supposed to operate within the framework.
Has there been any changes to the act you just mentioned? Have there been any changes to this act? And how has it, affected the fund in any way?
Yes, I would say there has been an amendment to the act. And the amendment took effect in April. And this is Act 1137.
April of this year?
Yes, April of this year. And this is Act 1137. And so the Act 978 has been amended, and we now have 1137, which has introduced a statutory allocation of 2% of mineral income, comprising of the mineral income and royalties to the fund. So you can make reference to Act 1137 and read the amendments. There were about 5 amendments that was done to Act 978. So the amendments were on Section 4 and Section 27, Section 30, 31, and 32.
And how has it affected the fund, the running of the fund in any way?
I would say, having assumed office, and there were a lot of publications on MEF, and from those publications, of course, certainly, I would not say that the lawmakers decided and implemented so that going forward, MEF would be very prudent, I would say. And in that, when laws are amended, you look at it from 2 perspectives. The narrative for you to look at where you are and implement very drastic decisions to keep the ship afloat. And so we would continue to look at the positive. And where the need be, and the government finds it magnanimous enough under His Excellency's directive and the Ministry of Finance, because we report to the Ministry of Finance, the need be would be done.
You came in after the establishment of this organization. You've been here for 1 year, sort of. How would you describe the journey for you personally and the entire organization?
The journey, I would say, has been fulfilling, but it has its ups and downs. And 1 year into office, I can confidently say that the fund is on its sound journey, and we look forward to seeing our end of year results, which we would make it known to the public. Our engagement with the media has also been very cordial, and we see the media as a partner and a key player in our role. I deeply respect media freedom under the 1992 Constitution and will continue to work with the media. However, I would say something. A few individuals have decided consistently in the tabloids to pursue deliberate misrepresentation and defamations. And while media freedom must be protected, it does not extend to libel. And like every Ghanaian, I reserve the right to seek a redress to protect the integrity of the fund and my integrity as well. Overall, I would say it has been very enriching, and the experience is great. I remain focused in delivering what is expected for the government of Ghana and the people. And so the journey so far has been very, very fulfilling, but it also has its learning lessons for us to learn.
Talking about the media, you've been in the media space for some time now, having to do with issues of your audited account for the year 2024. What is this 2024 audited funds?
There were some requests. There was an RTI request, which I think the person who made it, a former board member, made it public on Facebooks and the rest. And then he also heard my voice that was played, falsely, in attachment to the 2024, when I appeared at PAC to respond to 2023 audited financials, and my responses there were cut maliciously and attached to the 2024, and it was played and circulated, and that appearance was for 2023 and not 2024. We are yet to go to PAC for 2024. My voice was maliciously cut and was paired when a discussion on the 2024 management letter was being discussed on one of the Accra radio stations. And it was attached to it that I have publicly acknowledged that those travels that were being discussed, I have affirmed that they were necessary, and this is false. So we released a report to clarify the space. You saw also that there were a lot of different headlines: myth under fire, myth under Auditor General rebukes myth. Very interesting headline. Sometimes I read it and I said, yes, this is the public space indeed. But having come in and submitted, of course, management went through and we needed to submit the 2024 to the statutory authorities, which was done. We submitted to the State Interests and Governance Authority, that is SIGA, and our mother sector, and that is, we report to the Ministry of Finance. We report to the Ministry of Finance. So that was sent. And all those letters that we wrote to the Auditor General were circulated in the media with all manner of headlines and the rest. That I would say that we cooperated with the audit service, and they also cooperated fully. And I would say that in the end, there were issues that were raised. It's in the media. anyway, but the issues were in relation to the gold trade and investments. It was also on investments on the Japan, the budget and the actuals comparisons, and then the dividends, as well as the exchange gains that were recognized, and we felt that it should have been captured really in the footnotes in line with IFRS. And so we wrote, and then the Auditor General wrote back. In the end, there has been some discussions that has gone on, and those that something that needs to be done would be done in accordance with law and in accordance with the needs of the fund. And this is where I would leave it, so that there are no more speculations and no more malicious fabrications in respect of my persona and in respect of the fund.
So, as of now, have you presented this 2024 report to the appropriate authorities?
Certainly, that has been done. That has been done.
Right, let's talk about some reforms that you have brought here since your assumption of office. I've read and seen some reforms that you have put in place here. Run us through some of these things that you have embarked upon.
Having come into the fund, I initiated a comprehensive restructuring to strengthen governance and operational efficiency in the fund. And so what I decided with management to do, and in conjunction with my board that has been very supportive, I will say that we established a compliance department. And this compliance department is to be able to regulate compliance in the fund and policy enforcement. Also, to be able to structure reporting lines properly and anti-corruption in the fund. We also have strengthened the ESG, that is environmental and social governance, because it goes to the core of MEF. And so for the ESG, it plays a key role for us, and our commitment to responsible and sustainable investment is very key for MEF. And so the ESG has been strengthened in order to create asset value creations for the fund. Where we are investing, it becomes a condition precedent for any mining company that we invest or take equity in to take sustainability and ESG governance very serious. We have also established the risks department. When I came in, it was it's a new department that was there. So we have now strengthened it and even invited the IAA to come and help us with all the policy frameworks to set it up. And that is what we have done because we need to have the enterprise risk management in the fund. And this is to strengthen the fund in the things that we do.
How important is this enterprise risk that you talk about?
Very important. Very, very important for every organization, especially the organization that we find ourselves, where we have the investment wing. And the royalty wing is different from the investment wing, because the royalty wing, we do it with GRA and other state agencies that help us to be able to have the revenue coming in for the government. But the investment wing is when you are investing. The risk assessment criteria are there for you to look out for, so that at least you know very well that you are putting money where you are expected to put those monies. Risks can be looked at and mitigated. And so those risk management being established in the fund is very, very key. What I also did is immediately I assumed office, I wrote to the Internal Audit Agency to assign a director to the fund in order to strengthen the audit being done. So we have an independent director from the Internal Audit Agency seconded to the fund to assist us in our audit purposes.
Either you didn't have?
Either two, there was one person in the audit department. So now we have the director from the Internal Audit Agency who is in the fund, and then we have two personnel now also under him in the fund.
Making it three. Is it enough, or you still require more?
Right, for now, I mean, if you ask every CEO, you look at the bottom line and look out for efficiency. So where there need be for us to add on, we will. But having operated for 1 year, we are also looking out for efficiency, cost-cutting measures properly done in alignment with what we are needed to do to save the public purse as well. And that is exactly what we do. So for investments, we look out for equity, and it's guided by our investment policy guidelines. So equity in the mining sector and the mining value chain.
Okay.
And then we also look out for alternative investments and then the fixed income markets.
Okay.
That drives and generates revenue for the fund.
Okay.
There has been equities in the fund, and the companies are listed on our website.
Okay.
An alternative investments as well is also there, and then the fixed income markets, so that you look out for the best place to place funds at commensurate good returns to yield the maximum income that is expected for the fund.
Great. You've been in the news again. This time around, the reports are that since you assumed office, a number of people have resigned, you've terminated the appointment of others. Is that really the case?
This question was asked when I went to Parliament, and I answered in there. But you know, it's when there's still some narratives that keeps on. I mean, the press keeps on hammering on the same over and over. In fact, I am happy that you have even asked this question, and I'll clarify the air. But this question, I know, would where somebody wants to spew mischief would also come on again. But having assumed office, I mean, I would say that there has been 6 people resigning, and these 6 people, 4 management staff and 2 non-management, and those 2 happened in the earlier days in the fund. They were in business development, and the business development, now technical and operations department, because they go out to the field and to the places where royalties are supposed to come from in the mining places. So they are very young officers who, of course, would have their aspirations and all. So they are young officers who, it's only 2 of them. And for the management staff, you know, when I came into office, there were publications here and there, and the OSP stepped in to do investigations. So, and the investigation is ongoing. The OSP came out publicly to speak to the public on the investigations that they were doing, and they also published their half year in the dailies of
That's the CEO of the Minerals Income Investment Fund, Mrs. Justina Nelson, speaking to me there on Point Blank on Eyewitness News. Before we go, with Christmas Eve just days away, time is running out for patrons yet to secure tables for the Citi FM Channel 1 Television's Situation All White Party. The annual event comes up on the 24th of December at the Good Park here in Accra. Table bookings are moving fast as the excitement builds for one of Accra's biggest Christmas Eve party, featuring great music, top DJs, and an unforgettable festive atmosphere. Citi News' Sheba Araba Benin has more in this report.
Trousers, kaftans, dresses, skirts, bubus or jumpsuits. The only requirement for the Situation All-White party is an all-white outfit and an early booking by calling 0205 973 973 before December 24. Organizers say that the tables are selling out fast and are allocated on the first-come, first-served basis.
What we need now is for people to finish securing their tables. And I keep saying this, a lot of people think that when Channel 1 TV, Citi FM, when we say we're sold out for an event or a campaign, it's just a marketing gimmick. It is not. And people who have experienced it and learned the hard way can advise you. You will get to the gate, and if you're not lucky, you will not have any ticket to buy. So the time to do that is now.
The head of programs production at Channel 1 TV and Citi FM, Apioko Seyram Ashong Abbey, says that the night will offer a carefully curated experience with live music from Akwabwa, Kofi Kinata, Inchinchim Band, and DJ Mingle. She explains that beyond the performances, the Situation All-White Party has become known for its calm, mature atmosphere, bringing together friends, colleagues, and families to ease into the Christmas.
It's a safe space, a lot of interesting people, like-minded people who you can vibe with. So even if you're coming alone, you find people you can, hang out with. However, we're encouraging groups to come, groups of friends, family members. And so we want groups like that have bonded over the work they do to come and party and toast to a beautiful year 2025.
The Situation All-White Party 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM, and it's proudly sponsored by EcoBank, Bethel Logistics, and Hallmark Cafe, with support from Oswald Investment Limited, Verve Duvernay, and Logistics Movers. So come 24th December, the Good Park is the place to be, dressed in white, ready to dance, and with your secured table.
Situation All-White Party on the 24th of December at Good Park here in Accra. And this is how we end today's edition of Eyewitness News and Point Blank. I came to you live from our studio here in Accra. My name is Sami Wiafe. I was here with Eno Safo Show, produced by Kwabna Wilson, Fred Jabano, and Beverly London. So we come your way again. May the good Lord be with us all. I've been to know that's so far so much.